Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Stout Out Loud's live Untappd ratings. Now, you might be wondering, why is his face so red? Have I been drinking already? I might have. But I have also been out in the sun all day filming, and this is why I got burned to a crisp, which explains the redness. Feel my pain. Today we're reviewing a beer I'm very curious and very excited about. It's called 4 Years Dessert by the Moersleutel. Yes, once again a beer by the Moersleutel. They're one of my favorite brewers, you know it by now. And they've released like a whole menu, a whole series of beers to celebrate their 4-year anniversary. I've already reviewed the 4 years dinner, which I liked very much, by the way. That was a barrel-aged imperial stout. Now this one, it's called Dessert. It's probably going to be sweet and heavy on the stomach. What it is, I'll read it, what it says on the back. A 4 years anniversary beer, freeze distilled double chocolate stout. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with freeze distilled beer, let me explain for a bit. Water and ethanol or alcohol have different temperatures at which they freeze, which means that you can put beer that's already been brewed in the freezer, and the effect can be that the water freezes but the rest doesn't. And if you then remove some of that frozen water, what you're left behind with is a stronger and more concentrated substance. And that's what this is. It might be the heaviest beer I've ever had. It's 18% alcohol. That's huge. That's like almost like port. It's and imagine a port that's like this big a glass, perhaps. This is a whole can, so it's going to be a fun evening. My expectations are that it's going to be perhaps thicker than I'm used to, and I already drink very thick, viscous beers, so it might be overwhelming. Could also be underwhelming, which would be disappointing, because I've had to go to a bit of trouble to actually get this one, and it's probably the most I've ever paid for a beer. It's like 11 euros, which I think is a lot of money, which is why I only got one. But I'm very, very curious about it. So let me first open it and see what it smells like. Doesn't really look that thick at all. That's surprising. Maybe I just know too little about freeze distilled beer. So perhaps not unsurprisingly, the nose is boozy. A lot of alcohol. And apart from that, sort of the like the main basic bottom that a stout has. That's what I get in there, but nothing else that's too particular. This is a double chocolate stout. I'm not getting the chocolate yet in the nose, so let's taste. Oh my. Let me first say that it is really, really strong. But it's also quite nice. It doesn't look very thick. The mouthfeel is very syrupy. Let me see if it at least sticks to the side of the glass. Yeah, it does. I've seen other beers that maybe are more viscous than this. But the chocolate I don't get in the smell. I do get in the flavor. It's clearly in there. There's something else in there that I can't fully pin down, but to me it seems a bit like chilies, actually. It doesn't say so on the back. It might also be the effect of the very strong alcohol in there that makes it seem spicy. Because it's definitely feisty. Yeah. What to say about this? It's perhaps not fully what I expected. Perhaps I expected more body in the flavor. I think the high alcohol percentage does color the flavor a lot, but it is quite pleasant. It's definitely one that you need to take a lot of time for to drink, otherwise you'll be completely off your ass within a very short time. Is it worth the money? I guess it could be, because you have to sort of sip this one, so you can spend a lot of time enjoying it. But I must admit I have had stouts that were more impressive flavor-wise, and ultimately more satisfying than this one. When I compare it to the 4 Years Dinner, that had more of a barrel quality to it. It was also quite boozy, perhaps a little more complex than this one is. But this one is memorable in its strength and in its spiciness. I'm gonna call it that, spiciness. So if I have to rate this one, maybe not all that I expected it to be, 450. Yeah, that's fair. 450. There you go. Would you like to see more in-depth reviews about certain beers, then please support us by liking our videos and subscribing to our channel Stout Out Loud, so we can keep doing this for you, and in the meantime get a tiny bit drunk. There you go.